Okay, hello there. It is May 31st, Friday. And we're still working on the Heinz 57 project. It's been really tough to get to this the last couple of weeks. Been a lot of stuff going on, graduations and a few other things. But anyway, making slow progress on it, as you can see. You can see the firewall's got some body filler on it. Wherever there was blemishes and stuff like that, I'm not trying to make a show car out of it, but I'm trying to make it, a little smoother than it was. Some of the areas where we welded, and that panel gets pressed in a big ka-clunk, I think, so there's a lot of ripples and stuff in it. So I've smoothed a few things out there. I'm sure... I think this was a drag race car at one time, so I'm pretty sure motors got bumped into that firewall a number of times. There was some what looked like dents from like the back of a motor, the head or the bell housing or whatever. So I filled some of those. And you see it's all taped. The holes where that go through the firewall right now are all taped over because I've been spending the day today getting this thing ready to put some paint on the inside. The final paint. You can see there's still some metal showing in here because I scuffed it. It's been a long time since it was primed, and we've been in and out of it. I'm sure it's oily, greasy, whatever. It's contaminated. So I scuffed it with some sandpaper. I think 120 or something like that. I wanted to give it a nice tooth for the paint. You can see some bare metal spots where we were grinding welds and where I sanded. And there's studs sticking in the firewall in different places for that mat, that insulation mat. So like I said, it's cleaned as good as I can clean it, and it's ready for paint. It's too late to paint it today because just read the directions. It says to recoat or top coat within an hour or after 48 hours. So if I prime it tonight and then I gotta wait 2 days to do anything else. So I'm gonna start painting on this tomorrow where I can, I'm gonna shoot for 2 coats of primer, get a nice coat of primer on it, and probably 2 coats of, I'm just using some Rust-Oleum black because this all gets buried. I'm putting some like Dynamat. It's a different manufacturer, but it's similar. Insulation on the floor, and that's the main reason I'm painting the floor, to give it a nice, smooth, clean surface to stick to. So, like I said, this is all ready. Tomorrow we're gonna try and shoot this. Like I said, I'll try and get 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of finish. So then it'll all be black on the inside. The dashboard is already black. You see that's all covered up. All right. So hopefully I'll show you that tomorrow. See you later. Okay, well, it is Saturday, June 1. And we're ready. We're going to start coating this. Today's the day we get some paint in here. Finish paint. Done. Finish paint. Talk to you later. Well, there's the primer. Didn't go too bad. It looks pretty good. Think that'll work. Got this edge over here. I had to do quite a bit of work over here. When they painted the car, they didn't do much prep. Where they took the blue, the exterior color, up into the interior, they didn't do much prep on this sill. So when you tape it and pull the tape off, it took a lot of the blue off with it. So I did some of my own prep work there and got it ready. Brought the little sill plates over here to see where they would cover. And let's see how that works. I did both sides, did a nice job prepping it, cleaning it, and all that stuff, sanding it. Should be better. Later. Well, It's black. That's the first and for the most part only coat. That's got a nice heavy wet coat on it. And I've got one can left, so I'm going to kind of use up that last can once this flashes, once this sets. And I'll probably go over the firewall part and anything else that looks like it isn't, it might be light. But that's about it. So far, so good. It's hard to tell right now. It's still shiny in a lot of, it's starting to dry because it's shiny in places and getting dull in others. Later.
Okay. That's as good as it gets. You may be able to tell from the sound I'm still wearing the respirator. I'm sure it's nasty in here. Don't smell anything with the respirator on, but I know it's nasty in here. Later.
Okay, well, at last, I think we're ready to do some more painting. Takes a while to get here, obviously. See all the prep cleaned and cleaned and cleaned yesterday. Trying to make sure that the paint sticks. It's scuffed, so it should have a tooth. Some of the areas that are already painted have been protected so that I don't mess it up with, in the process of doing the other. I'm going to prime this and then put the finish on it. And so I'm going up to that point. And then the firewall on the other side of that uses an epoxy primer. That's why I'm cutting it off as neatly as I am, because I'm going to use a different primer on the other side of it. Cover the body filler and stuff like that. Anyway, here goes. Bye. Okay, well, there's the primer. Let that set for, I think they said 45 minutes. I could sand it if I want to, or coat it, top coat it. And in this case, I don't intend to sand it. I'm not concerned about smooth panels down here underneath the car as much as I am about adhesion. And adhesion is about having a tooth in the metal and nice and clean, and I've accomplished all of that as much as I can. So there you go. Okay, well, I'm going to say that that section from the firewall back, the frame, the underfloor, is done. We're not getting into a lot of details. The rest of it now goes from like the firewall forward. And that's coming up next. There you go. So this paint you're looking at here is, how do you like my new shelf? Finally got rid of the couch, you see, so now some shelves are gonna go up there. Anyway, the paint you're looking at, that black I just showed you, is this stuff. SEM trim black. And then what I'm using on the firewall is this extreme chassis black. And then some of the two-part primer over the filler. Okay. So that's what's coming up next. They do a little more cleaning on the frame all around the cross member. That nasty part. This side pretty much done. I got to do up under the cross member here. And then where the control arms mount up here on the edge on this side, up in these areas, up in here, really tough up in here. From the top it's bigger, and it's got some oil and stuff in there. I mean, not that I'm going to get a whole bunch of paint in there, but I'd like to see if I can make some paint stick in there. Anyway, that's what's coming up next. You see the firewall's almost ready. It is ready. All I got to do is finish cleaning the frame and cover the part that I just painted now, so I don't screw that up. And I'm not sure if the two materials are going to be compatible with each other. So I'm gonna, like I say, cover the frame and the parts that I just painted, and do the firewall and the front half of the frame, the part you see in the engine compartment, with the chassis black, because it much better matches the finish on the powder coated panels that are going to be in there with it, the gloss. Anyway, later, please comment, like and comment if you think that's what you feel, if you like it, and I'd like to hear what you have to say. Talk to you later. Bye.